to undertake is to safeguard our assets abroad. How often, Madam Speaker, do you go to a mission and you find there's a pile of vehicles all over, you find buildings which are dilapidated, you find all sorts of things. They should know it is their job to safeguard our assets abroad. The other point I want to make, and this is an appeal both to Ministry of Foreign Affairs and the President. What I want to talk about our diplomatic footprint in various parts of the world, especially in Africa and the South Americas. I note, like a vast continent like South America, I think we have only one embassy in Brazil. I think we should consider having a very strong diplomatic footprint all over the world. Now, I do appreciate in Africa, we have done very well. We were lagging behind in the West Africa. We used to have only one embassy, I think in Nigeria, Abuja. But now a lot has happened and we have a very good footprint over there. But I will encourage, especially the South American continent, we should have a bigger footprint in Argentina, as far as Colombia. I think we are in Brazil and Cuba only. Now, Madam Speaker, how do we judge our ambassadors and high commissioners? I think there should be something, there should be some yardstick. And the obvious one, which I can see, is how much are they contributing in areas of counseling and also economic diplomacy. Lastly, Madam Speaker, I want to speak to an issue that is bedeviling us overseas, the issue of our people being stranded, our people struggling over there. Now, I want to encourage, I'm aware the Ministry of Foreign Affairs, together with the Ministry of Labor, they're coming up with something called a welfare fund for these people, a migrant welfare fund. I think that should be speeded up because it's a very important fund. When our people are stranded out there, there is always something to help them. Because more so often you find the embassy is unable to do anything when these people are stranded. So I would encourage the government to fast track this migrant welfare fund, which will take care of this stress when our people are outside there. So with all those remarks, Madam Speaker, I support. Thank you.
Thank you. Member for Kamukunji.
Thank you, Madam Speaker. I'd like to join others in supporting the nomination, the recommendation of the committee chair. And as a member of the committee myself, I would like to say that this was one of the most odious vetting exercises we have ever undertaken. And I speak from experience, having been in this committee for the 4th term now. 27 ambassadors and high commissions. This was a lot of work, a lot of numbers to look at. And I think, Madam Speaker, we are in a changing global environment, a rapidly changing global landscape, and ambassadors and representatives require more specialized skills, more knowledge, and more experience. And foreign affairs and diplomacy is not for everyone. You can't have everyone in there. And I want to say that I am relieved now that at one time we had a lot of nominations from the political side, and foreign affairs at one point was becoming a dumping ground for people who were not wanted by the administration here. But now in this particular nomination, we have received 27 people who are very qualified, many of them, several of them holding PhDs and specialized in their own field, many of them professionals, career diplomats who are stuck in the system because of various reasons. And I think they need to be able to do the job that we need them to do, which is dealing with our economic diplomacy, dealing with multilateral issues, dealing with climate diplomacy, soft power and cultural diplomacy, digital diplomacy, diaspora and crisis management, and many, many other roles that would be required in today's diplomatic service. So I want to say that among the number of the people that we are now recommending who have made it to represent us in this particular list are people with really specialized knowledge, people with economic knowledge, people with scientific knowledge, people with bilateral, very specialized bilateral knowledge, and I think they would serve us very well as we send them to missions across the world. I also wanted to say that however good a diplomat is, however effective a diplomat is, if you cannot, you can be the best diplomat in the world, but if you do not have, excuse me, Speaker, I am distracted here. If you do not have the support that you need from your base of supporting government ministries, supporting government departments, you are not going to succeed. Let me take an example of tourism. A diplomat works very hard to sell our country, holds seminars, holds exhibitions, and promotes tourism. And then the tourists come in big numbers, and they land at Jomo Kenyatta Airport. And you have those harassing customs officials, you have harassing policemen, you have harassment from the immigration. That effort by any diplomat would come to nothing because that tourist would not come back to this country again. So we must also fix our affairs so that we have an enabling, supportive environment for the work that the ambassadors are doing outside. I also want to compliment the President for the balance. We have a very good balance, regional, ethnic, and religious balance among the appointees. For example, I see for the first time in recent years, we now have the right diplomat in Jeddah, in Saudi Arabia. Previously, our ambassador was more or less irrelevant because he didn't fit very well with the culture, religion, and ethics of that particular neighborhood. We now have an ambassador who would be able to open doors for us and who would be able to work with the Muslim community that is going for pilgrimage to Jeddah and Makkah and Medina every year. So on the whole, I would say that this is a very good balance of representatives, well qualified, well experienced, and I wish them well, and I would urge this House to approve them so that they can start their jobs in their various missions all over the world.
Honorable members,
I support.
I would like to listen to you contributing. Because now, if my ear this side, my ear this side, let me listen to those contributing so that I also get to know what's going on. Avoid approaching the speaker. The Honorable Member for... Go ahead, the speaker. You got the mic, the Honorable Deputy Speaker. You got the mic with you. Your mic is on?
Yes, just a moment. Oh, sorry. My apologies, my mic was stuck underneath some of the gadgets here. Honorable Speaker, thank you for the opportunity to speak on the matter of the report of the vetting of persons for positions of ambassador, high commissioners, and permanent representatives. I want to commend the committee for having done a very good job in vetting the various nominees. But I just want, in the interest of time, I want to go straight to one particular point.